You just gonna double water it? 2 waters and.
I drink a gallon a day. You judging me?
So you live this shit too?
Yeah, I have to, bro. I have to.
Here, my man Rob Acosta.
What's up, bro?
What up, Rob?
Chilling.
All right, Rob. There was a situation this past weekend, and I've just been waiting to get your take on it. Jake Paul, Hasim Rahman.
Mm-hmm.
The fight's off due to, I guess, a weight stipulation.
Okay.
All right, so apparently they were going to do periodic weigh-ins.
Periodic weigh-ins?
Yeah.
Right.
Periodic weigh-ins
Right.
for Hasim Rahman, because remember he's coming down from heavyweight to fight Jake at 200 or 205. I think the contract weight was 200, and the state athletic commission said 205. There was a clause in the contract that said for every pound he's over, he loses 25% of his purse. After a certain amount of pounds, his minimum purse is going to be $5,000.
Sheesh.
And it seemed like Hasim Rahman just said, fuck it, I'm just going to try to go and win the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck the weight.
Okay.
The lowest he's ever been was what did they say? Is it 216 or 224? I'm not sure.
Okay.
But what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on the situation?
Well, it sounds like Hasim was gonna beat the shit out of Jake. You know what I'm saying? I think he was just like I think he was gonna be. If that's the case, then and it sounds like he didn't care about the money. So if he was gonna get cut I think his purse was originally like $300,000 or something like that. It was something hot. But if he loses 25% of his purse and he only gets the minimum of $5,000, while Jake making 7 figures, I think that Hasim was like, I'm just gonna knock him the fuck out. I mean, think about it. If he was gonna get paid $5,000 to try to air him out in 1 or 2 rounds, then it's kind of worth it for Hasim, because at the end of the day, he put the end to this circus of YouTubers coming into the sport and thinking like you could just get ranked by WBC and everything else. So I mean, it's tough, because if he couldn't make the weight, but he was still going to take the fight off for the money, then he was going to beat Jake ass.
What's your thoughts about you having a clause in your contract that for that kind of incident, and you pull out before the weigh-in?
Yeah, so I mean, if he had this clause in this contract and then pulls it off, then that would mean that Jake's team kind of backed out, so to speak. Because why would you have that without an actual weigh-in? You know what I mean? Like, it's different if it's in a weigh-in. Like, all right, so on the weigh-in, you have to be on this specific day. But you're saying earlier that it's periodic weigh-ins. Like, what you worried about it for? Like, if you got a weight limit for the contract weight is this. Can't go over 205. That's the contract weight. So no matter what, that's the contract weight. He comes in an ounce over, he's at the 5,000. Why?
Or minus 25%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why continue to have a weigh-in? What's the periodic weigh-in for? I think this is how it went. I think that Jake Paul knew his weight situation from the beginning. They were sparring partners and everything else, so he knew his weight situation from the beginning. Called out a boxer. Boxer was like, all right, yeah, I'll fight you. You're going to get 5,000. All right, I'll still fight you. That's one of those things, like, he checked him. All right, bro. They checked him and was like, all right, what do you mean he's still going to fight? Like, he's still going to fight? You know what I'm saying? So now he's bitching a little bit. So Hasim come, clean him out. He can't make no more money because it was all a hype job.
I mean, I understand. It's like, okay, if I say if you go above it, if you're above this amount, then your purse is minimum 5,000, right? So I guess I'm banking on you caring more about the money than the fight.
Right.
And now I'm realizing that you don't care
about the money. You just want to fight.
Yeah, and it's like, now I lose my advantage.
Yeah.
Because you coming in around your normal weight.
Right. And I'm going to fuck you up.
Yeah. So.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think that Jake needs just to pump his brakes a little bit, stop calling out these actual fighters. And there is a there is room for entertainment when it comes to these YouTubers. You know what I mean? And they could go out there and fight each other, and that's cool. It's entertainment because at the end of the day, these YouTubers have a large following. Jake has a large following. So if they want to fight each other and make it entertainment like WWE or something like that, then that's cool. Knock yourself out. But don't come into the sport and thinking you could just wash these guys because you're knocking out people that don't box. And you about to get ranked. Like, if he would have won this fight, he would have got ranked at WBC according to the WBC sanctioning body. Come on, bro. Like, that ain't right. That ain't right. You fought guys that never fought before. Everybody you fought just got their professional license. 0-1, 1-0.
What do you say when boxers come out and say, well, look at who this prospect was fighting on their first 5 fights. Isn't Jake doing the same thing? What would you say to that?
Yeah, he is doing the same thing. It's there's no argument there. The problem is that he's choosing either celebrities. You know what I'm saying?
Not
actual fighters.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So even when he fought, what's his name? John Jones. What was this dude's name? The MMA guy.
You talking about Tyrone Woodley?
Yeah. When he fought Tyrone Woodley, I don't even know these dudes' names. Like, I don't watch this shit. But even when he fought him, Tyrone Woodley had a fighting background, but it wasn't boxing. So it's different. It's harder for MMA fighters to come into boxing and make the adjustments. You know what I'm saying? So even though he fought that, like, that was probably his notable win. You know what I mean? And that's cool, but you fought your first 3-4 pro fights and you making 7 figures, and the people under you have been boxing their whole life and they only getting 6-5 figures.
Now, you said it's harder for MMA fighters to transition into boxing. Why?
I mean, every MMA fighter learns how to do stand-up regardless. The problem is in MMA, so in boxing, you angle your body. You have to give them a half a man, which is more proper. You give them a half a man. So where in your leg is somewhat exposed. So if I'm right here and I'm moving, you could get kicked by a Muay Thai fighter, which is they sweep in the kick, they go with their front kick, or you got a wrestler that'll shoot right in. So you're more exposed. So MMA fighters tend to have a tendency to fight more square because they can use their front leg as a jab. That's like used in Muay Thai. Like, they use their front leg as a jab, and then they come in to measure a distance. But it's harder to shoot in on a square guy because then you can sprawl, you can move around easier. So for MMA guys, if you've been doing it for like 15, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, and then you jump into the boxing ring, you're going to have a tendency to square up most times, which opens up boxers for them straight shots, going around the body. You know, any shots down the pipe is right there.
Okay.